Conversations with My Sister, a live talk experience with delegates, queens, and allies of the Miss Full Figure DMV pageant about the world of pageantry and various daily topics. I am Director Lorraine Coleman Ross, a woman full of ambition, passion, and a love for my fellow sister. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with My Sister. We are rounding up our 2021 delegates. And look, listen, it's not the end of it. We also will be introducing you to our Ultimate Beauty delegates next. Well, contestants next. But right now, we're going to get started with two more of our 12 delegates. I am been saying this all the time. I'm super excited. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. Bring it in, my beautiful sisters, Julie and Leslee. Hello, dolls.
Hi.
Hi. Look, is Julie there? You unmute yourself, beautiful.
I'm sorry.
Perfect. No need to apologize, honey. You was prepared.
Yeah.
Yes. Good evening, ladies. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey,
we want to
Leslie.
first thank everyone for joining us this evening. And we're glad that you're here with us. But we're going to talk a little girl chat tonight. And it's another good night to have such a great conversation, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Yes. Beautiful. So we're going to start by introducing yourselves. I want you all to give our supporters, your sisters, and other viewers your full name and where you're from, and just a little something about yourself. I want to go ahead and start with you, Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie Brooks. My family calls me Monique or Mo. I am from Baltimore, Maryland, but I now reside in Southern Maryland.
Beautiful. And they call you Monique or Mo. What did that? I see what
they
you
call
put.
me Monique.
What did that
my
come
middle name is
from?
Monique. My family, my mom always called me Monique, and then my family, they either call me Mo or Monique. So some people get confused, and they like, who's Monique? And I'm like, I'm right here. This is Julie also. So.
I love the Elliotts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Delegate Leslee, let's introduce yourself to everyone, beautiful.
Hi, everyone. My name is Leslee Jennings. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, but I currently live in Lorton, Virginia.
Lovely. So in Lorton, Virginia, that's not too far. It's like a hop, skip, and a jump in the DMV area, period.
It's right. Yeah. So like a lot of people don't know where Lorton is, but it's really kind of like sandwiched in between Alexandria, Springfield, and Woodbridge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a small little town here. So we're really close to everything.
Yeah, I used to use Lorton as my marker to be like, okay, I'm almost home. Because I was getting close.
I use Fredericksburg. Like if I'm coming up from 95 South, I'm like, okay, Fredericksburg, I'm almost home.
I love it. So, again, everybody know that's my little tagline because I actually do love these women. And I love everything they stand for. To be honest with you, it's a big difference between loving someone and being in love with someone. It's easier to love someone than to try to do something different. So kudos to God for giving me
yes.
the ability to love unconditionally. You know what I mean? He gave me that ability, and I'm sit on it and spread it as much as I possibly can. Ladies, we want to just really go jump into conversation. Let's talk about your platforms. So, Miss Leslee, can you tell everyone the title of your platform and a little bit about it?
Yeah, so my platform is Live Big, and Big stands for Boldly Inspiring Greatness. And it's all about, reaching out to youth and encouraging them, if they've overcome some obstacles, to share their experiences, because that can be inspirational to someone else.
Live Big.
Yes.
Say what each letter means in big one more time for me.
Yeah, it's Boldly Inspiring Greatness.
Boldly Inspiring Greatness. Honey, when you say that, you need to slow all the way down. That is simply amazing. Because when you think about the word big, it just means so much.
Yeah.
And the fact that you used bold inspiring, and then greatness, honey. There are some great words to
Right.
develop. Yeah, listen. And you said it's mainly focused on youth.
Yeah. So definitely, when I was younger, I know a lot of people know, and some people may not know that I was a teen mom. And there were people that actually thought that I wasn't going to graduate from high school and, everything like that. And I had no plans of that. Like I knew I was going to go to college. I knew that I was going to do, something big. And like now I'm in school for my master's. So like I definitely didn't let it hold me back. And I had a family friend that asked me when I was younger in college if I wanted to come talk to a group of girls. And I just said, no, I just kind of brushed it off because I didn't think, that they would want to hear my story or that it would be important or that people would even, care about it. But now that I'm older, I realize that, like just hearing that from somebody else, if you're in the same situation and they see where you are now, that can be inspirational to somebody. So yeah, that's
awesome.
I shared my story a little bit on our last live, literally last week.
Yeah.
To talk about the fact that I too am also a teen mother. And although we're not glorifying it, we want to let people know there is a future for you. And if things happen that not mostly people will agree with, that doesn't mean that that's the end of your world, especially if you put in the work. That's my motto. Put in the work. And it's amazing how now I know that me and you have something in common and on the same ground, my beauty. And it makes me extremely, you realize that you're really not alone.
Right. Yeah.
You realize that you're really not alone because I talk about this part of my story when I had my grandfather, who I love dearly, and I'm the oldest grandchild on my father's side, say to me, "Are you going to just, have children and be on welfare and do nothing with your life?" This is on the bedside of me having my daughter.
Wow.
And you thinking, wow, that's how little you think of me. Not to say, how can I help you
Right.
push forward?
Right.
And you're doing that now because you were in the mindset that that wasn't something you can do at the age you were when you were asked to speak to those young people. Whether you had all the tools that you need at that time. And I'm glad that you finally tapped into them and using them to spread understanding, okay, and bold. Absolutely doing
Right.
fabulous, Miss Leslie. Fabulous. Miss Julie, let me tell everyone about your platform and your
My
title.
my platform is don't allow your past to define your future, and
Mm,
that comes from my what I do now for work. I work in the cancer registry for Walter Reed Hospital at the Merthyr Cancer Center, and I abstract. I'm sorry. I review pathology reports and other things to look for cancer, so that we can report it to SEER and everywhere else that it needs to go to. So basically, my platform is about becoming more familiar as a family with your family health history. There are diseases like cancer, there are diseases like ovarian cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer. If it's caught early, you can live. You don't have to die from cancer. It's
mm,
diseases like diabetes. That if you know in advance about your family having diabetes, you can learn I'm sorry, you can actually live a healthier life. You can teach your children how to live healthy lives so that they won't get diabetes when they get older. There are diseases like Alzheimer's as well. If detected early, you'll know how to handle it when you get it. It can be manageable.
well, that's definitely some big work. That is some big work because we're using that word big again, right, Miss Leslie?
Yes.
Right.
That is definitely some big work, knowing that our past and our history to understand how to prepare for our future and our current is very important. In my family, we also have a history of cancer and diabetes, and that was one of my fears that I was going to be in that boat. And to be honest, we don't take
Mhm.
me good choices. We don't make good choices when we're eating that good food, people.
Nope.
We really don't. We don't make good choices
Nope.
because I miss those beef ribs so much and those pork ribs so much. And my husband and I made a decision to stop eating beef and pork. I'll be honest, sometimes I indulge in it a little bit, but not like I used to. You know, every once or twice a week you had beef or pork
Right.
inside of your daily meal, and that can lead to diabetes and things. But yes, early detection on that's why women, listen, women, we have to get our monogram, our grams done.
Yes.
We got to get those done. I said it wrong, but get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Get these done.
Get it done.
Go get checked out. I was never really a doctor girl. I guess that means I really was like, all right, I'm feeling okay. I don't need to go in there. Why do I need to be there? But I made sure my children went like they were supposed as well.
No, it's definitely really important. I work in radiology, so you know we see so many people that wait till the last minute to come get something done, and had they come sooner when their doctor told them to, or you know at the age when you know these companies like recommend, they would have been able to prevent some of the things that they're going through. So
yeah, I think that the education that we're experiencing right now, and especially what you ladies are currently doing your part by standing standing on your platforms, it's very important that we understand that we must stand for something. You remember that old saying? You got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. You know, so we have to stand for something. And the fact that both of you have very short, let me just say, this season and previous season, I have not been disappointed on how much y'all put back into what your platforms are and that you're actually working into them. Because as we know, it's only 3 crowns and it's 1 crown per territory. So you want to be prepared. So even if you don't walk away with the physical crown, that you walk around with your crown of achievement and go into the community and still work in your platforms. If that's the case, that you're only here for that one thing, it's not going to benefit all that you put in place. Would you agree?
Right. I agree.
yeah, definitely.
It'd be worthless.
There are other rewards to this process. Before we get into talking about that, I do want to ask you this question. I'm going to start with you, Delegate Leslee. Many women, because of your platform, this really runs into it. Many women of greater size plus face so many challenges. If Queen, what are some encouraging words will you offer to a young lady and or woman who's facing those challenges on a daily basis? Let's put some age to it. If you're talking to a young lady who's a teenager in middle school or high school, let's hear what you'll say to her. And then let's hear what you'll say to a woman who's fully into her life.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if I was talking to a young person, I would definitely say that, you know, this is something that I've been, you know, pretty much not this size, but I was always, you know, a little bit thicker when I was younger as well. And I feel like a lot of times I just kind of got that, you know, you're too big to do this type of thing. You should do that type of thing, or you shouldn't wear this and you should wear that. And I would really just, you know, encourage them to say, you can do whatever. Like, if you want to be a gymnast, like you don't have to be a size 0 to be a gymnast. Like you could do whatever you want. If you want to be a dancer, go be a dancer. If you want to be a model, be a model.
Oops, she froze a little bit. Come back to us, Leslie. She was talking some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if she froze. She'll be back.
Was that me?
Yes, she froze. There you go. Go ahead. Okay. The last thing that we heard was that if you can be a model, do it.
Do it. Yeah, definitely. If you want to be a model, if you want to be a dancer, I wanted to be an ice skater. And, you know, I definitely didn't have an ice skater body, but, you know, actually I took ice skating lessons once I got in college, and it was really fun. And I was, you know, kind of sad that I didn't really try to pursue it when I was young, when somebody told me, oh, no, you don't have an ice skater body, or, you know, you're too big to do that. So
it's amazing how they put size and make that a limitation to what you can do. And you're right. There are some limitations to certain sizes of the body, but let me find my limitations. Don't assume that I can't do it.
Right.
My size. Now we have been exposed to women doing yoga, at certain sizes. Honey, we had someone that we saw. I just seen a young lady on YouTube that was of a larger size was doing skating, and then oh God, that's not even get to dancing. Dance, a pretty. I was about to say the name before I say her. So we have a delegate. I mean, a sister in a Miss Full Figure USA brand who is world renowned plus size dancer and has a dance company pretty big. Miss Arquette.
That's awesome.
Let me tell you something. Limitations are only put on you by you. Right. And I agree with you, Miss Leslie. Let's tell these young people, our young women, and our young men, because we got some full of men. They usually think just because they're big, they can only play football.
Yeah.
Or be dancers or something of that nature. No, you can do a lot more than that in whatever you want to put your heart into. I know for a fact when I was younger, and I have pictures to prove it, I was on the flag squad. I was a cheerleader. You can tell me.
We can tell.
And you can try.
Yeah.
You can try. And I definitely had people who went to tell me that I couldn't do. So that is a great message to the young women. Now, what would you say to a woman who's a little older? Would you tell her the same thing or just switch it up a little bit? Or would it just be the same for her?
Yeah, I mean, it would be similar, but, just kind of in a different tone. But definitely, I mean, at any age, any size, you can do anything that you want to do. If you want to try it out, go ahead. I started ice skating when I was like 22. So, it's definitely never a time, never a size that's going to keep you from doing anything. And I definitely agree, like with what you said, you're the only person that's going to hold you back from doing anything that you want to do.
Correct. Miss Julie, same question for you. I'm going to read it over again because sometimes it gives you an opportunity to really collect your thoughts. Many women of greater size plus face so many challenges. If Crown Queen, what are some encouraging words would you offer to a young woman or a woman of an older age who's facing these challenges on a daily basis?
Well, I think as young girls, they're not told that they're beautiful enough. So that's the first thing I would tell her, that she's beautiful. I would tell her to have a self-respect for herself and to know her self-worth as well. Get her education and keep going. Don't stop. Don't let boys sway you. You take care of yourself first. You be selfish with you. That's what I would tell a young girl. What I would tell an older woman is to know your self-worth. Know that you're beautiful as well. Don't let anyone take you down, bring you down. You wear a crown all the time. I would just say that keep pushing, keep doing what you want to do. Just don't give up on yourself. Don't let anyone put you down. Size has no barrier on beauty, and just love yourself first.
You better put in that motto. You better put in that motto. If you did not hear it, if you really did not hear it, Julie just said our Miss Full Figure USA brand motto. It is size has no barrier on beauty. And let me tell you something. That is everything. Okay? Everything. You must understand that people, again, and I will say it one more time, Ms. Leslie, because we just agreed on this.
Right.
Don't let people put limits on you.
Yeah.
Don't let people put limits on you. Now, let's be very clear. When you are a part of anything, there are things that are required of you. And there are things that they expect of you to do. Do those things because you didn't say, yep, I'm going to do it. Just like when we go to work. I can't go to work and not have on my uniform.
Right.
Okay. Because I feel like that day I just didn't want to wear it. I just can't. I can't do that. No.
Yeah.
But when you put on that uniform, make sure you don't limit yourself to what they think you're going to do. Make sure you surpass what other people see or think they're going to get from you. Do 100% all the time or more if you're capable. It's just that simple. And sometimes it's hard. We get exhausted, don't we, ladies? We get
Right.
We
exhausted.
did. Mm-hmm.
We get exhausted for doing the right thing, right? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to do the right thing all the time. Like sometimes I just want to scream, okay, and pull one of these braids out. But I know to myself how much better I would do if I just go ahead and sit down, take a breather, relax, release, and then start all over again. Take a reset. Would y'all agree on that?
I
Agreed.
agree.
Yes.
Agreed. I love it. All right, ladies. So now that we have definitely talked about your platform and we had this very interesting question about what we would tell someone if we was queen, how to face their daily challenges. Now I want to talk about your pageant process. Let's get into it. Now I have an ending question, but my first question was, what made you decide to go for it? Delegate Julie?
What made me decide to go for it was other past pageant delegates, um, Alicia White, Lisa Gale, Queen Lisa. I seen them go through it. It inspired me, and then I started getting into it more. And I love the sisterhood most of all, and that was beautiful to me. And to see us full figured, standing with confidence, and and walking with confidence, and living in confidence. So that's what made me join the pageant.
I love it. You, Miss Leslie?
No, definitely. I joined the pageant. I wanted to have fun. I wanted to meet some new people. I'm not from here, so I mean, the only friends that I really make are at work. So I saw it as a great opportunity to meet, some great ladies that are outside of work that don't have anything to do with that, and they don't want to hear anything about my work life, which I want to, disconnect away from when I get home. And also, just to show my kids not to be afraid to do anything. If you want to do something, like just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Just do it.
Now, okay, like the Nike, like
Yes.
the Nike sound. I don't mind borrowing that because we won't steal it. We're gonna borrow it. We're gonna check
Mm-hmm.
that check.
Right.
So now, why being in this pageant is important to you, Miss Julie?
Mm-hmm. Oh, why is it important to me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I am accomplished things that I've never done before. I'm coming out of myself. I'm shy. Um, I had to speak in public. I'm not good at public speaking, but I'm going to be better at it. I'm getting better at it. Also, I'm going to be dancing. The last time I danced with my life was for my college degree at Coppin State. I had to dance. It was so much fun. And I'm going to dance in the pageant. I've never done it before. I never performed in front of a crowd. So it's just getting to know me as a better me and being more confident in me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Miss Leslie, why is this pageant important to you, sweetheart?
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with what Julie said. I think just, doing something that you've never done before and accomplishing it. I mean, I've had to speak in public before, but it's not, necessarily my favorite thing to do. But, it's just conquering that fear that you have of doing that. And we get to dress up and it's fun and we're going to be pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yes.
So definitely, I think, and I really appreciate, some of the friendships that I've made throughout this process. I've definitely learned a lot of things that I did not know about pageantry. So I think that was really great. So
It puts you in a thing where you're going, oh God, do I really need to do this? Oh, okay. Trying to understand what's next and things of that nature. Now, ladies, you're out and about, and I'm sure you have had conversations where people are like, "You're doing this pageant. Oh my God, tell me all about it. Tell me all about it." If someone asks you, what advice would you give them if they decided to pursue being a part of a pageant, not necessarily Miss Full Figure DMV, because we got a broad reach, ladies. We got a broad reach. You might get an inbox from somebody in California. What would you tell them? What would you say to them when it comes to some advice about taking on a pageant? What would be your key advice to someone about taking on doing a pageant? Miss Julie.
My key advice would be to make sure that this is something you want to do. Make sure you have the time. Make sure you're prepared to do things that you're not used to, being pushed to your limits. Um, and once you know what you want to do, you want to do this, it'll be in a very, very enjoyable experience. And also, you got to be also aware of the differences that you're going to have with your sisterhood. All of us are not the same. We're all different. So we got to meet each other where we can meet each other. Everyone's not the same. So, I think we're very diverse, and I love my sisters. So it's amazing. It's been amazing so far.
Well, what I say is, in the beginning, and I said this, I'll say this again. We are still human. I don't
Mm-hmm.
go, we still women, women this, women that. No, 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 no. We are human. That means that we can be emotionally unbalanced sometimes because we're human. And then everybody is not for everybody. I understand
Mm-hmm.
that too. But the one thing that we have made a decision on is that we will always respect each other regardless of
Yes.
our differences. Now, I can respectfully say to you, I will not continue this conversation because I don't see us coming to a conclusion. So
Right.
we're going to agree to disagree and we're going to smile and walk away. You know, and that's okay because you do that with your real sisters or your family or your
Yeah.
girlfriend,
Exactly.
blood related. But you have to be
Mm-hmm.
willing to come to a happy medium, which make us the sisterhood that we are. Because although we might have to walk away for that moment, we can always come back. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
can come back and say, okay, let's start again.
Right.
Let's figure this out. And then move forward. And if we can't, we will respectfully respect each other and keep it pushing. Right?
Right.
That's the idea. Quinn, Miss
Uh
Leslie.
oh.
I know, right? Miss Leslie. Go ahead.
No, I would definitely have to say, just trust the process and have fun. Like that's all you can really do. None of us, well, I'm not going to say none of us. I've never done a pageant before. So I just have to trust in, everything that you're telling me is the right way to go. And I just have to have fun with it because, I'm in it. If you're in it, you gotta just give it your all. So
That's cute. I was about to say Queen Leslie, Queen Julia. I'm already
Ah.
using the word queen.
I know, right?
You know what? It's not irregular for us to use the word queens amongst each other
Definitely.
anyway,
Yeah.
because we say queen sister or queen
Mm-hmm.
that people call me queen director
Right.
or medical director.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I try to be cautious, because you don't want people to be like, she doing that. No, no, boo. Ain't nothing over here fixed or mixed up. It's all gonna be
Right.
hard work and what you're going to show on that stage, that pageant day. But not only
Yes.
that, leading up to it as well. Leading up to it is very important. Ladies, you have been amazing. Amazing. I am so
Thank
excited
you.
about both of your journey. I know that it definitely is something out of the box for the both of you. And when we put ourselves out there, we put ourselves, and now you're also putting yourself out there for someone to be critical. We have
Right.
judges, you know. So why not have fun
Right.
Mm-hmm.
get up to that part of when the critical stuff come in play. But I would say that the one thing that I love about our pageant system is that if you notice and you look around to your left or your right, you will always find somebody who's been through this process, who's been willing to stand
Yes.
beside you throughout this process in total. We come together and we can't say everybody is welcome to come back because they decide to move on with other things, but they are, I said that wrong, that always come back, but they are welcome to come back with us
Mm-hmm.
whenever they want because we always have an open door. We
Yes.
always have an open door because we are truly a sisterhood like no
No
other.
other.
Have our agreements, our disagreements, our celebrations. We have excitement. I am so in love. I'll say it again. I am so in love with what we give to this community as a whole because each and every one of you add to what we present. And because of that, we are who we are and we are greatness. And if we don't do this with the I, it's always been a we, a us,
Yes.
a our,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what it takes for us to do what we do. Because together we are a force to be reckoned with. They better
Yes,
know
we
our
are.
destination, honey. I better
Mm-hmm.
learn it. We will tell y'all about that a little bit later. But these women are like-minded women who's ready to serve the community. I am very confident that any of you who are selected as queen will be able to move forward and continue the legacy of what Miss Full Figure DMV stands for. We stand for greatness. We stand for phenomenal. We stand for love. That's who we are. That's who we will continue to be. Ladies, I want to tell you good night.
Good night.
You did an
Good
amazing
night.
job. That was
Thank you
easy.
so much.
Right? That was easy.
Yes,
Yes.
it
I wish
was.
I know. I wish I had a red button to push, that what is it? The easy button from Staples.
Right.
I wish I had that. And I just want to farewell you because it's coming up on it's the holiday weekend.
Right.
Father Day is
Yeah.
coming up. A lot of people gonna
Happy
be out.
Juneteenth.
We always tell you, oh yes, 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 yes. We say some people say, well, moms are dads, dads are moms, what have you. I'm just gonna call it Father's Day is Father's Day.
Oh
It's
Right.
yeah, Father's
Father's
Day.
Day. And we want to acknowledge all of the great daddies out there. The good old daddies, the ones that got it from blood and the one that married into it, or the ones who just took the
Mm-hmm.
responsibility. We
Right.
appreciate you, right? We appreciate you. And you worthy to be celebrated. And if you are a single mom, enjoy the day as well, honey. That means you had to put in some extra work. Enjoy that day
Mm-hmm.
as well. It is a bonus mama day. Because
Yeah.
we ain't changing you to daddy. You are
Mm-mm.
still mama. Okay? You are still mama. Bye bye, ladies. Have a good night.
Bye.
This was awesome. Another awesome, awesome, awesome conversations with my sisters. We learned so much about their platforms and where they're headed. I am super excited about this. Excuse me, this season, as I have been speaking of all along. Now you have met all 12 of our 2021 delegates. Now, I'm going to tell you this. We currently are still on some restrictions with inside the DMV area, with inside of our banquet halls. So currently our tickets are very thin. Right now, the only tickets that are available for our Miss Full Figure DMV 5th anniversary pageant is those of the delegates. So you will want to reach out to one of our current 2021 delegates if you're looking for tickets for the Miss Full Figure DMV pageant that's going to happen August 14th in College Park, Maryland. It is our 5th anniversary, ladies and gentlemen, and we are super excited about it. Again, it is happening on August 14th. 2021 in College Park, Maryland. That Friday, we will be having our preliminaries that will happen in the same location. The way you're able to get into the preliminaries, you will have to have a ticket for our pageant on that Saturday. If you haven't already, follow us on IG and Facebook on Miss Full Figure DMV Pageant and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And like always, I have said this every time after I've finished one of these beautiful episodes is to let you know if no one told you today that they love you, know that Miss Ross too. Why? Because God says so. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone. Good night.